punches. We're gonna roll with the punches. Welcome to Life Happens with Strawberry Red. Welcome. This morning, we're gonna go over a few rules this morning. So there is no cursing or profanity here on the panel or in chat. So please be mindful of your words. Okay, there's no gender bashing. No religion bashing. Remember, this is Life Happens. So we are talking about each person's individual experiences. So you definitely can relate with your experiences, okay, here on the panel, okay? This morning we have Miss Judy Cakes here. Welcome to the panel. She's the only woman on the panel because we're missing Tasty. Don't know where she at, but she missing in action. But she got me up here with her. Okay, we have King Aquarian Soul here on the panel. Welcome him to the panel. And we have Big Ocean here on the panel. Welcome him to the panel, y'all. Welcome. Our topic today is gender roles. What male and female role is in the relationship? What is their role in a relationship? In and out of the relationship. So this gonna get kind of sticky this morning, okay? So we are going to start with Judy Cakes. Judy Cakes, as a woman, what do you feel your role or job duties is as a woman being in a relationship?
I would say more in a relationship that, well, first and foremost, I don't really believe in gender roles. So I believe in a relationship that person should pick up the slack, wherever the slack may lay. If it's me cooking that night, if it's him cooking that night, if it's, I got to take out the trash, which I don't like taking out the trash. Let's put that out there. But if it's me taking out the trash, I believe that, I can propose, I can do whatever, So I believe a woman's role is pretty flexible.
Okay, she believes the role to be pretty flexible, but she didn't really tell us what the woman role is in a relationship. So I'm gonna pass it over to Big Ocean. What do you feel is the woman's role in a relationship, and what do you feel is the male's role in a relationship?
Ooh, hey, this about to be a long morning since we got somebody up here, part of the panel, that don't believe in gender roles within a relationship. I bet she one of the ones that believe that it could be based on a certain denomination, like 50-50, 60-40, one of them kind of splits. Nah, it ain't like that. They don't fly like that. For as a male perspective, I believe that a male's role is to provide, create security, a sense of security, rather, whatever they may be, structure and leadership. I think that's probably like the four big components of it. For as a female, please don't touch my trash. All right, that's my trash. You do the dishes. You go ahead and put it in the trash. I take it out. Before as a female, I think they're supposed to nurture. I think they're supposed to provide support, nurture, and I would say lastly, that they more than like, I appreciate that, and more than likely, I think they're supposed to manage the household. Like they run, that's their household. You go ahead and manage it. I'll give you the resources you need to make sure it runs efficiently, but this is your baby. This is your baby.
I like that. Okay. Welcome to Life Happens here with Strawberry Red. We are talking about gender roles. What is the male and female role in and out of a relationship? We're going to bring it over to King Aquarian Soul here. Do you agree with Ocean, or do you have a different perspective on what the job and roles are for male and female?
So I agree with King Ocean to a degree. I wanted to bring a little bit of a thoughtful idea to this. So gender roles basically are the norms and expectations that society assigns to people based on their sex. right? Like they are influenced by culture, history, religion, media, and personal experiences. They can affect how people think, feel, act, dress, and relate to others. They can also limit people's choices, opportunities, and potential. They're often based on stereotypes and bias that do not reflect the diversity and complexity of human beings. So, with that being stated, right, there are certain ideas that, depending on when you grow up in, I mean, it was a little bit of Google, but a little something else too. But let's say the way King Ocean just stated that don't touch my trash. That's the way I was raised as well. A man takes out the trash, right? Like, but then at the same time, there were certain things like a woman cooks. I like to cook too. So you're saying I'm not going to tell you that only you can cook. And that's the gender role. Like there's certain roles that I don't subscribe to, but then there are other ones that I do. Like let's say that we're walking down the street. I'm going to stand closest to the street to stop you from being closest. That's the idea that I get hit first type of situation. Or let me get out the car and let me open the door for you. Like don't touch the door for yourself. Like things of that nature. Like little things like that I do subscribe to. I mean, that is chivalry, but that's also breaks down into gender roles as well, depending on the person that you're talking to. Sorry, let me stop answering the comments. Let me answer y'all
Oh, you're
directly.
fine.
Sorry
Go
about
ahead.
that.
Go ahead.
But there are certain things that I do subscribe to, but there are certain things that I don't subscribe to when it comes to the idea of gender roles, like the ideology behind
So it looks like today's we still have that stereotype of the woman taking care of the household and the man bringing home the bacon. So this is going to be a question because now things have kind of changed in today's society. Who is a better leader, the male or the female in a relationship? Or could they be equal? And I'm going to start off with Judy Cakes. Who is the better leader, female or the male?
Who's the better leader? um, so I'm gonna say, to a degree, it's always, I don't know if I can say that. It's always more attractive for the man to take the lead. It's always more attractive for the man to take the lead. But like I said before, I always believe that it depends on the situation. Um, I'm kind of really fluid with that. I'm kind of really fluid with that. So if it's a situation where the woman has more experience in that area, I think she should take the lead. I don't think somebody with no experience should take the lead on that subject, whatever it may be. If the man has more experience in that area, I think he should take the lead. I'm not gonna shout commands out to you for something I don't know anything about. You know, but like I said, it's always more attractive for that man to, step up and take that spot.
Okay, okay. So she's believing in, depending on the situation, who should lead. Well, I'm gonna have to disagree as a female being here on the panel. I'm kind of a little old school. I believe my man should lead me, and we should have discussion about it. Even if I am the expertise in it, I think I can educate him and help him understand on how to lead that particular area he is not strong in, but I wouldn't want to lead my man. I think that's the man's role. So I'm going to pass it over here to Big Ocean. Who's the better leader, male or female, and why?
I'm not even gonna lie to you. She did bring up a valid point. Just based off of my years in military experience, my years in several different leadership positions. I do think it's a little bit fluid at times. You can still be in a dominant role. You can still be in a position of authority and kind of take a step back and allow somebody else to kind of take charge of a particular task or an assignment. So, I would probably lean on to a woman, in some areas if she does, exhibit the experience and knowledge base, and that's to kind of maybe get more of a desired outcome or maybe have, more insight on it. I would rely on her trust and I would rely on her knowledge a little bit more to kind of, help navigate our way through it. I always look at like a male female dynamic as a guy being a boat and a female being the anchor. Like I can navigate you throughout the water, throughout these charted waters and down whatever path. But there's some times that a woman she need to drop the anchor and say, no, we need to stay here, baby. We need to focus on this particular area. This is before we go ahead and try to approach another task. So, you falling back and sometime in a leadership position doesn't make you less of a leader. It shows actually, your true characteristics of a leader, being able to fall back. So, I do think it is a little fluid, but I am a fan of a man taking on more of a leadership role. But I know it could, we at times situation dependent, women can step up and take that position as well.
I like that. I like that. And remember, he said, does it make you less of a leader to allow your woman to lead? Keep that key points. King Aquarian Soul. Okay, who's the better leader, male or female, and why?
Okay, I lost my light for a second. But so to kind of piggyback off of everybody's point, honestly, I definitely understand the idea of the old school mentality, the beauty of the man being the head. But then when you look at current day, all males ain't men. So all males are not built to be a leader or to lead. Are they going to lead you down the wrong path? That's just being real. So I definitely understand the idea of it being fluid, right? Depending on who it is. But then Big Ocean brought another piece into it. So that was beautiful right there. Like, depending on what we're talking about as far as what you're leading with, right? That because in a relationship, we're supposed to make each other strong. Where you're weak, I'm supposed to be strong and vice versa. So there are places that I may not be strong that I'm going to need you to take the lead on right there because you're better at that, right? And there are other things vice versa. But then there's the core things that me as a man, I need to step up and I need to handle my business because that's what I'm supposed to do as a man. So let me get my life together. That's my answer.
Okay. Welcome to Life Happens with Strawberry Red. We are talking about gender roles. What is the male and female role in and out of a relationship? Welcome, Truth Seeker, to the panel. And we're going to go ahead and ask you the same question. Who's a better leader, the male or the female in a relationship? And why? And that goes to you, Truth Seeker.
I would say that the male would be a better leader. I mean, truthfully, because I feel like that's natural. You understand? I truly feel like it's a male's role to naturally lead his female as well as his family. I truly feel like the woman is the nurturer. I truly feel like she's the doctor, the lover. You know what I'm saying? Like all of those things that a male needs in his life to making his load less than what it needs to be due to him having that sensitivity, that love from his spouse that he needs in order to be strong enough to lead that woman as well as that foundation.
Okay. So we have different perspectives up here. And I see y'all there in chat. Y'all want a part 2 to this. It's getting a little juicy here. Yes, we will have part 2 to this topic here. Okay. Ocean mentioned something earlier in his first response about the woman in the household. Okay. So this goes into one of my questions here. Do you agree that the man should bring home the bacon, which is the money, okay? And the woman should lead the household? Or do you believe the woman and the male should be equally bringing home the bacon and equally taking care of the household together? Why? And I am going to bring this over to Ocean because he said the woman should be in the household. So why?
I think you can't quantify positions in the household, right? Meaning I don't think you can put a certain denomination on it. So that I wanna me I didn't appreciate a woman in a household until I actually had my son, and I realized that's a full-time job, right? So for all the women out there who are stay-at-home moms, single parents, so on and so forth, even the males out here who single parent holding down a fort, that managing that household piece is a full-time job, like for real. Because you got to take in a simple fact that is you don't have as much social interaction with adults. You're pretty much confined to four walls, ensuring that that the entire operations are running, and everything is in order. Because you can't even trust somebody who does good business if their household ain't in order. Right, you go to their house, they dirty, they got dirty stuff, they ain't in order. How much trust you with doing anything, right? So that piece is something that you definitely have to manage, right? And it's a full-time gig. So me personally, I'm not going to never ask no woman to be 50-50 on me with nothing, right? We're not roommates. I don't care. I don't care. Well, I don't care. All y'all INDP, LMNOP, QIZ women in the comments right now that want to go ahead and stand up and say I can do that. I don't care. We're not roommates, right? I don't care about all that. I'm put in a position to go ahead and take charge and make sure that this ship runs efficiently and effectively. So I'm always going to go ahead and try to assume that role again. But for women though, I need you to understand though too in the background. You gotta be in the wise words of Les Brown, it's better be prepared for an opportunity and I have one, and then I have an opportunity to be prepared for it. Because if you sitting in the cut waiting on me, right, to do everything and holding down the fort, the luxuries I have today could be easily taken away. So then you may have to come up and step up and take that leadership role temporarily while I get myself together. So, it's kind of like, so as I'm holding down a fort, you should be in the background, even though you're holding lesser weight. You should be, preparing yourself and saving in the event that you do have to take on that role. So if we got a split where it's 80-20, 85-15, 90-10, or whatever it is, like those savings, you should be, again, like I say, if it came down to it, you should be able to dip into that and be able to handle the fort when it's your time to step up. But that's just my thoughts on it. That's just my thoughts.
I like that. We are not roommates because
not roommates.
I have to go back to my topic on that because we talked about financial ship and relationship. We're gonna bring that one back too because he touched on something that, believe it or not, today's society, a lot of men want to go 50-50 with their woman, but then they want them to still handle everything in the household. Is that fair? We're not roommates. I love that. That's my new line, Big Ocean. Welcome to Life Happens with Strawberry Red. Our topic is we're talking about gender roles. What is the male and the female role in and out of relationship? Make sure y'all fave everyone here on the panel. And thank y'all so much for the gifts. And make sure y'all gift everyone here on the panel as well. Okay, we're going to bring this over to our only lady here on the panel, Judy Cakes. Do you agree the man should bring home the bacon and the woman should take care of the household? Or do you think it should be equal? Why or why not?
I don't agree with either. I believe that the situation should be weighed based on the two partners involved. In my situation, I make quite a bit of money, so there's not too many males that I'm going to run into that make more than me. I would say the whole 50-50 constructs, it depends on what you're talking about. If you're talking about finances, if you're talking about raising the kids, if you're talking about that, that statistic or that proportion is always going to even out when you go, okay, so if I'm 70-30 on the finances, now you're going to be 70-30 on the kids, or, when it comes to cleaning, when it comes to cooking, of a person that feels like okay with my man staying home and being that house dad if he needs to, if it's gonna benefit our situation. If it's gonna cost more for us to do childcare, this, that, if it's gonna cost more for us to do that than for you to stay home, then But like I said, it all depends on the situation. If he makes more than me, I'm gonna fall back and do what I gotta do. I mean, I work from home. I can do it all. So, you know, that's really how I feel.
Okay. Judy appears to be, she always is about the situation, depending on the situation. But you know what? I have to say this too, because a lot of us put ourselves in situations. So we make our own decisions and our own choices and end up in certain situations that we don't want, but then we have all these expectations and requirements. Remember, you are in charge of your life, you're in charge of your situation that you end up putting yourself in. So let's keep that in mind here. And we're going to bring it over here to King Aquarian Soul. Now, do you agree that the man should be bringing home the bacon and the woman should be in the household, or you think it should be equally split? Why not?
Um, I'm gonna say that growing up, it was always taught to me that a man should provide and protect, like a man should bring home the bacon, as you say. As I've gotten older and I look at it, like some of these situations, I'd be like, you just want me to take care of you, and I'm not doing that, right? Like you say, you're not even really providing nothing, like, and that goes on both sides, like, right? Some women don't bring nothing to the table. Some men don't bring nothing to the table, but everybody wants somebody to. You want to be the leader, but you're not proper for it. You want to be taken care of, but what are you really doing to deserve that, right? And that's just on all sides. So honestly speaking, I just believe that I don't subscribe to the 50-50 piece. I think it's 100-100. I bring my 100 to the table, you bring your 100 to the table, and then we figure out how it's all going to work out. Like, right? Like, if you bring in less than 100, then I'm out of here.
Okay, 100. I like that as well. So he said, bring your best foot forward. He gonna bring his best foot forward, and we gonna work it out from there. So that's gonna end up going into my next question coming
That's a
up
fact, Big
soon,
Ocean.
King Aquarian. But we're gonna have Truth Seeker answer this question as well. Do you agree the man should bring home the bacon, or the woman should be doing the household, or should it be equally? Why? Why not?
I truly feel like well, I was raised the same way King Aquarian Soul was, you know what I'm saying, for the male to be the breadwinner. Today ages, a lot of women are actually more of a breadwinner than male figures are. Me, truly, I feel like it's got to be 100-100 because if I need you to be 90 while I'm 10, whether through sickness or whatever reason it is, then I'm going to need you to be that 90 for me while I'm 10%. Vice versa. If you are 70%, you know what I'm saying, or 30%, you're going to need me to be that 70%. You know what I'm saying? You're going to need me to be what I am supposed to be, and vice versa. I don't truly feel like there's a role when it comes to who makes more money or who should bring in more money because we both have to take care of one another as well as the household as well as any children or pets that we have. So I mean, like my man said, 100-100 or 110-110. You know, that 10% that's above that 100, we push each other. I know, babe, that you're not feeling too well, but you got to get up. You know, you got to motivate yourself. You got to re-energize yourself at some point because sitting around not going to cut it. You're going to feel mentally that you are unable to. So here I am to give you that extra 10% beyond that 100 so I can motivate you to getting you back to the strength that I, as well as you and our foundation, need for you to be.
I like that. I like that. So everyone here, these three men are saying, basically 100 is what you have to put into the relationship. So that basically seems like we are still sharing a lot of the duties together. What I can't hold, you hold. What you can't hold, I hold. So we're both putting 100 in. So if we're both putting 100 into this relationship, what boundaries are you setting in a relationship? What are some of your boundaries that you're setting? What are you accepting and what are you not accepting from your partner? And I'm going to pass that over to Judy Cakes.
I'd say what I'm not accepting is someone who is not motivated, someone who's not ambitious, someone who doesn't have that get up and go, like you said, like don't just kind of sit there and and be satisfied with what this current situation is. We always got to do better and work together to make sure that we both, excel and do better, and we're pushing each other up at every turn. I definitely say I'm not accepting that at all. Yeah, as far as what I'm accepting, I'd say it'd be definitely somebody with a strong mind. Not to say we're going to be arguing all the time, not to say anything like that, but we can have discussions, and because we're a good match, we are able to have discussions, agree, disagree, whatever it may be, and we can still lay in a bed at night and be fine. So I say that's mine.
Okay, I like Sleeper says, as long as the couples communicate, understand their household financial goals, and have a commitment to do the roles. Okay, I hear that. So ain't nothing less than a good challenge. I like that big tip. And we're going to bring this over here to Big Ocean. What boundaries should be set in a relationship?
I think the boundaries again are solely based on the relationship dynamics. I think the biggest piece about it is that you need two parties that's willing to uphold the said boundaries in place in order for it actually to work out. And if we could kind of expand on boundaries a little bit, boundaries are typically, those hard left right lateral limits that you have to operate within. So me as your partner, if I'm telling you that I'm not a fan of this or I don't enjoy this, before you try to force this upon me, that should be a conversation. Like that's what boundaries come into place at, regardless. So if I gave you, and even on the other end, vice versa, if you gave me your set of boundaries, let's say you say, hey, cheating is a hard no for me, right? That's a hard no. Well, if I wanted to engage in certain relationships that, maybe I know may violate your boundaries, that's a conversation, right? Same thing as something just as simple as me. And people try to minimize it as well too. Like for us, if I say I don't like dairy products, then don't try to. You say, baby, taste this. Like taste this. Like, what is it? It's cheesecake. Woman, didn't I tell you this don't go well with me? You starting an argument because why you're not respecting my boundaries. Like, it's the easiest way to go around and say, hey, baby, this cheesecake is awesome. I know it has dairy in it. Are you willing to try it? See how the approach changed, and now you give somebody an opportunity to expand their boundaries as opposed to forcing it upon them. So that's the big piece in the relationship, is definitely understanding boundaries and having somebody that's going to be respect them. But I do think that it is situation dependent based on the relationship dynamics of what boundaries should be in place.
I definitely can agree. I like that, because most of the time, a lot of people do try to force things upon you that you're like, hold on, wait a minute. And a lot of us, boundaries we allow to be crossed, and a lot of them we don't. It's just a hard no. But it's always the way you say something, and it's always the way you approach a situation that could definitely change someone's mind or make someone just say no because the approach wasn't right from the beginning. And like you said, it can start an unnecessary argument if we already communicated, this is how I feel, I'm not with this, this is my limit, stop. And they keep going, and it creates more, and then that causes more tension into relationships. So I do like that. King Aquarian Soul, what boundaries should be set in a relationship? Why or why not?
I think boundaries should be set from the very beginning when you first meet a person, as opposed to when you get into a relationship. But you also have to know what your boundaries are. Like Baldy just said, your triggers. If you're not aware of what your triggers are, then there's going to be a big problem later on, because I'm going to end up probably triggering you, and I'm not going to know what the issue is. You're not going to know what the issue is, and it's not going to get solved. I think personally for me, one of the biggest boundaries that I have is lack of communication. If I can't communicate with you, if I can't be open and honest with you about how I feel, because that's what people want, where they want men to open up and express our feelings and tell me how you feel and things like that. But if you can't listen, then what's the point of me doing that? That's a big boundary right there. Like, don't ask me to share my feelings with you if you're not willing to listen. If everything that I say I got to keep repeating, like that, I'm not doing that. I'm out of here. So,
Okay, I hear that. And we can bring it over to Truth Seeker. What boundaries should be set in a relationship?
facts, Diva.
Well, the biggest boundary for me is just, you know what I'm saying, personal space and respect. Respect each other and desire each other's personal space. You know what I'm saying? Like every individual need their own space, regardless of what. Even if we are married, whether monogamously or polygamously, you know what I'm saying? We definitely desire our own space. So, just respecting each other's own space and just everything what everyone else said. You know what I'm saying? I agree. Totally agree.
Right, respecting each other's space. I like that. Like you said, setting boundaries from the beginning, and I think that's when you're dating and then you're getting into that relationship. You should already know what each other's boundaries are. Communication is the key. Actually, getting to know your partner, knowing yourself, and understanding how to come together to be able not to cross each other's boundaries, and then be open as well to new things as well. Sometimes we have to expand ourselves for our partner. Sometimes you don't know until you try it. You may have had that boundary, then you can open up, and then you can change it. Welcome to Life Happens with Strawberry Red. We are talking about gender roles. What
Can I
is the
add
male and
something?
female role in and out of a relationship? Well, this is going to go to another gender role question here, and it's going to switch it up a little bit. Is it okay for the woman to propose to a male in a relationship? Would you accept a proposal from a woman? And I'm going to pass this over to Big Ocean.
Woo! Hey, ladies, like I say, I love the IENDPENDLOYOG women, all the women out here. You feel me? I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Right? Y'all have transformed the idea and concept of women, of traditional women, and modernized it to a way where we kind of accept y'all in various areas now. Like leadership roles, and it's kind of like standing and walking beside us, as opposed to y'all always being, men being one step ahead. So I appreciate the evolution of women. But woman, get off your daggone knee. All right, get off your knee. All right. That's a man's responsibility to look you in the eye and tell you, I want to be with you for the rest of my life. All right. And with the end goal of being, that we died together, we died married together. Okay. That should be the end goal. Not getting married, it's dying married together. That should be the end goal. All right. So if that man is not willing to look you in your eye and say, you're the woman that I'm willing to spend the rest of my life with, right? And endure the rigorous challenges of life that they presented. I mean, the rigorous challenges that life presents us together. Like, he ain't the man for you, because you need a man that's going to be willing to accept you and your baggage, whatever that baggage may be, your kids, your attitudes, your responsibilities, your personalities. You need a man that's going to accept that and take that and own that. All right. If he's not willing to own that, then leave that man be. Okay. All right. And no, this is not telling you, if you've been with a man for 10 years and he hadn't proposed to you, leave his behind. I'm not saying that right now. I'm just saying, like, that's a conversation. All right. That's a conversation y'all should be having. All right. That's not me giving y'all advice.
Okay, so I have to ask you this question. Just so happen, if your woman did propose to you, would you accept it or would you decline it?
I would get down on the knee with her too. And honestly, tell you the truth, if I could kind of turn it more into a moment of togetherness where we pray together on the knees, and I pray for a woman right then and there, that he brought her in my life, and that if she don't mind me taking that proposal from her and giving it to her, like me taking over it, um, I think that would be my approach. I would gently try to massage my way in it, to where it kind of it turns into more me being grateful for her, and then allowing her to, I mean, asking her with her permission to take that from her and make it my own. But no, I won't put the ring on. she can put the ring back in the box, and we go to Jared's cage right after that.
I like that. I ain't never seen that done in history, y'all. When a man took the proposal from the woman and gave the proposal back to her. That would be history making if someone did do that. We heard it first here on Life Happens on Strawberry Red. If y'all see that done somewhere, remember, remember you heard it here first. That will be different. Welcome, 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 y'all, to Life Happens with Strawberry Red. We are talking about gender roles. What is the male and female role in and out of relationship? I see y'all comments down there. Some good, juicy information. Now, at 9 o'clock, we do have the after show where we put up the date box, and you can continue this topic and come in and chime in. So make sure you stick around for the after show. And I see people asking me for part 2. We will have part 2 next week because we're not going to get done with all these questions. So we gonna send it over here to Judy Cakes, but I gotta reverse it a little bit since she's the woman. As a woman, would you propose to a man? Why or why not? Do you think that's acceptable, or do you think it's acceptable for women to propose to men?
So I'm gonna start off by saying I don't think there's anything wrong with it. You know, within people's dynamics, I don't think there's anything wrong with a woman proposing to a man, but my preference would be that the man propose to me. Yes, yes, I'm fluid with a lot of these gender roles and things like that, but there are, there's always going to be some of those, historical, those time-old traditions and things like that that you've been dreaming of since you were little and things like that. I do believe, and I agree with one of the comments, that if a woman is getting down and doing it, then that man wasn't ready. And is he gonna do, what Big Ocean said, and get down with me and just, play the part, and not be ready? Like, I don't think I want that. I think I want to let you figure out what you want, and if I want something different, then I can step out of it. Definitely. Yeah.
Okay. There she believes she don't see nothing wrong with the woman proposing, but she preferred the male to propose to her. I see everything wrong with it. As a woman, I would not be getting down proposing to any man. I am traditional. I am old school. He has to be ready for me and know that he sees me as his wife, and it's a forever thing, because whoever I get married to, he is locked in. We ain't going nowhere. Whatever issues we have, we gonna work it out. There's no divorce. So when you say, will you marry me, Strawberry? And I say, I do, we are forever to death do us part. And when I mean that, yes. Until we die, okay? There's no divorce. I don't care what issues we have. We gonna work through it, okay? So, me personally, my man has to be ready for me. And if you think I was proposing, we would never get married. And I can't stay in the relationship for years to come, and we still ain't got married after 10 years. Obviously, you're just floating the boat too. So we would be talking about my expectations in the relationship. How long? It shouldn't take you that long to know that you see me as your wife. Okay? They say it takes between 6 months and 3 years for a man to know that he wants his wife. So some people say they automatically know from the beginning. I don't know, but you men know. So we're going to pass this over here to King Aquarian. So is it okay for the woman to propose to a man, and would you accept the proposal if she did?
Is it okay? Being open-minded and honest, when I say if people choose that that's what they want to do, that's fine, but I wouldn't accept it. Because I feel like that I'm the one that should be getting this ring. It's going to be extravagant. But I'm a little petty too. Like, if you get down on your knee and you propose to me, I'm going to leave you right there. Because so many men have been left there. It's time for you to feel we've been feeling for years. So I'm going to leave you there. Then I'm going to come back around and I'm going to create a special occasion for you to make it up to you. But I'm definitely going to leave you there. I'm like, no. I'm going to hit you with that classic, I'm not ready, no. I'm going to walk off like y'all be doing us. Like, you feel me? Like, woo, woo. But then I'm going to create something special for you to make it up to you when I do propose to you, like I'm supposed to, like, right? So, but honestly, for some people, if that's their dynamic, like Judy said, that's your dynamic. I'm not here to knock you. I ain't here to tell you what's right or wrong for you. But for me, I know that I wouldn't feel right if I was like, oh, dang, I just became a woman, like completely, huh? If I accept that proposal from you, like, so we ain't doing that. A little toxic, not too much.
He said a little toxic. Ooh, he gonna leave her standing there. Ooh, hopefully she doesn't leave you, and then you're gonna get her back because her feelings hurt. You know, sometimes the women we a little emotional. You know,
I might not make it to tomorrow, but you know it was fun while it lasted.
I'm about to say, man, King a bad man for that one. Hey, King, I agree with 1,000% of what you said up here on this panel, man. But you a bad man for that one, my boy. Jeez. Hey. Jeez.
Oh, real good makeup. Hello. Hey. Awesome makeup. Because you ain't gonna leave me in the middle of Times Square.
I was trying to think of ways where I could kind of lessen the embarrassment of, you know, the rejection, you know. But my boy said he is willing to leave you at the altar in your white dress. See, Wally, Batman. That is crazy.
Y'all pray for me. Y'all pray for me. Y'all pray for me.
But he's keeping it real. So we gonna pass it over to the truth seeker. What are your thoughts? Is it okay for the woman to propose to a man, and would you accept the proposal?
Sit down, please.
I don't see anything wrong with it. Yeah, I wouldn't be accepting of it. Every relationship is, to me, is based off of two things when it comes to both roles: communication and being comprehensive. You have to conversate about what it is that you want. You have to comprehend what it is that your partner wants. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a discussion that y'all should have already had. How did you feel about me proposing to you? You know, those are things that you discuss and talk about. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't just pop up from out of nowhere and be like, oh, would you marry me? As a woman, I don't feel like in her nature that's for her. Yet I don't see anything wrong with it if it does come to that. At the same time, though, I feel the same way as Judy said. If that man cannot look you in the eye and say you are mine, then he really don't want you. So there's no reason for you to be getting down on your knees and telling that man that you want him, because he that seeks a wife finds a good thing. So therefore, there's no reason for you to be searching for your husband when your husband is out here on the look for you. Get off of your knees for this lane and be patient, because it's a virtue that'll never hurt you.
I like that. Be patient. Patience is always the key. There's always out there someone for you. Sometimes we are with a person that's just there for a season. Doesn't mean they're there for a lifetime. So we have to understand who's the season and who's the lifetime.
Facts.
And that man when a man finds a wife, find a good thing, just like he said. So patience is key, ladies. Patience is the key. We should allow these men to propose to us. Okay? Okay, next question. A little controversial again. Okay, we're going to get down to this question. Okay, it's going to change it up a little bit. And this going to be our last question. And then we're going to have part 2. Okay, this last question. Okay, men and women. Could you accept your man or woman working any type of profession? Example, exotic dancer, make videos, etc. Could you accept your man or woman working any profession? Okay, and we're gonna bring that over to Big Ocean.
Whew, I'm a huge fan of representation, right? People, partners being an extension of someone else, right? So if I carry myself in a certain light, I kind of expect you to carry yourself in a certain light. Is Big Ocean willing to accept your past? Yes, he is willing to accept your past. If you work that pole for a couple roses, Ocean can get past that, as long as that was in your past life. But we gotta grow up at some point and leave some stuff behind. And I'm not saying that people who engage in certain professions are immature. That is, you gotta think lineage, right? You gotta think of lineage. Like, you gotta think about the imprint that you're trying to leave behind. and you know how you want to be represented and how your name, how you want to market your name. So if you okay with that being tied to your name, certain thing, probably questionable. It's probably not for me. I'm not gonna lie to you, because you know I want to try to have my name revered in a positive light, and I wanted to stay that way. You feel me? Like I do. So you know, I can't, and I even say it from like a personality standpoint. You know, I know they say opposites attract, but I do need somebody to be somewhat of an extension of me and representation of me. Because as I flourish throughout my career, um, you got to understand the internet. Things are permanent on the internet. So they're going to plague you. They're going to linger forever. And if as I excel throughout, again, as out my profession, you know, people they want to throw some dirt on your name, so they go to diving in deep and try to find something on you. So you know, like I said, as long as you know you can accept certain things, but some things you just got to clean up at a later point and think about legacy and lineage. So that's just my thing. Not right now. Not the current version of myself cannot accept that kind of stuff.
Okay, so he's not accepting anything. I like that you are an extension of him. Someone said they had a question for you, Ocean. It was KD. He said, "What if their past follows them?"
It's different if I know it, because then it give me an opportunity to prepare for it and allow me to figure out what I'm willing to tolerate and palate. So if I know you, for example, if you was a porn star and that was me, I understand that piece. Like I can't get mad at you later on down the road when stories and narratives start coming out down the line if I already was afforded an opportunity to kind of deal with it and talk about it. So long as I know about the information beforehand, I process and be able to deal with it, then you know that's on me after that. Like we gonna deal with it together. It's not for me to push it off on you and make you responsible to deal with it. No, it's our responsibility together to deal with it.
There you go. There's your answer. And I'm gonna have you keep it short and sweet. Judy Cake, 30 seconds and less. Could you accept your man work in any profession? Why or why not?
I'm gonna say yes, and I think that people need to get out of their heads about this type of thing. I'm gonna swing it back around to being in streamer relationships. It's no reason for me to be upset that you out here talking a certain way, that you out here showing whatever. It's no reason for me to be upset because you bringing that money home to me at the end of the night. We going out to dinner and you know, having champagne and stuff like that to that. At the end of the night, when it comes down to it, these bills are being paid with that. So if it has to be done, I'm secure enough in myself that I can watch you, celebrate you, cheer on what's going on in the background, and let it be that way.
Okay, no shame in her game. She don't care what her man do, long as he bringing home the bacon. And we gonna have King Aquarian Soul answer that question. 30 seconds or less. Could you accept your woman working any profession? Why not?
So within 30 seconds, I'm gonna say yes and no, but I can't fully divulge. But I rock with what Big Ocean said 100%. Like depending on my profession and certain things that I may decide to do, yeah. But me, I don't care. If you want to go ahead and throw my girl something, we going on vacation with your money, bro. Thank you, appreciate you.
Okay, appreciate you. And we had Truth Seeker answer that question 30 seconds or less. Could you accept a man, your woman working any profession?
I see it the same way Judy Cakes do. It doesn't matter what your profession or my profession is. I mean, together as a unit, we're going to celebrate. We're going to enjoy, and we're going to love the support together as a unit. So, I mean, your profession is whatever your profession is. It's getting the job done. And I'm thankful.
Are we gonna have a part two to this?
So we continue to rise together as a whole, and we keep on going,
We definitely
regardless
need a
of a
part two.
profession. I've actually dated a stripper for 5 years. I saw nothing in it, nothing wrong with it. and we rose together as a unit. I was working construction, she was a stripper. It went perfect. At the same time, though, everything don't work out. I was thankful for what it was, done the time, carried on with my life. I do agree with Big Ocean. Maturity is something that you have to step into. So if this is something that you've been doing for so long, at least if you're going to continue to do it, mature the way that you go about doing it.
Okay.
Be more discreet if necessary, if you can be.
All right. Be more discreet if you can. Well. We didn't get the full answer to this question, and we are going to have part 2 next week because I still have more questions, controversial questions related to this topic. So we're going to see if everybody here on the panel could come back next week and indulge into this topic here. This will conclude our show, but before we get ready to go, we're going to have them tell you a little bit about themselves. So, Judy, go ahead and take yourself 15 seconds and tell them a little bit about yourself, when they can find you stream, and make sure y'all fave everyone here on the panel.
All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Judy Cakes. You can find me streaming daily, I would say from about 10 a.m. to maybe 2 p.m. Central Time. Definitely come and catch a vibe.
Okay, catch a vibe. Okay, thank you, Judy Cakes. You can drop. And we have King Aquarian Soul. Go ahead and tell them a little bit about yourself and when they can catch you streaming.
Chilling, been on here 2 months. Let's see, I stream about 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I got a VIP appreciation party this Friday. Pull up if you want to. It's not necessarily about the gifts, but just show up and run my comments up. You know?
Thank you, King Aquarian Soul. And we have Big Ocean in the building. Tell them a little bit about yourself and when they can catch you streaming.
Hey, Big Ocean. Hey, big Ocean in this bad boy. Hey, man, y'all gonna catch me streaming, man, when I'm gonna steal his line from somebody else when I hit the live button. So I don't have no exact time when I'm actually in this bad boy. Appreciate that, Biz. Appreciate that. I don't have no exact time when I hit the live button, man. When I hit that live button, man, tapping is always a vibe. For real. It's always a vibe. But I appreciate it. We definitely got to have a part 2 to this, Strawberry. And we got to start off with that question. And I got one ask. Can you bring in a question when King brought up about men being vulnerable in a relationship? Can we talk about that in that part 2? All right. Appreciate you, Strawberry. It was a blessing, Queen.
Yes, thank you. Yes, part 2 next week. Send me your questions. Anybody in here got questions, send them to me that you want to be heard on this related topic. Trucy, go ahead and tell me a little bit about yourself.
What's going on, y'all? I'm Two Seeker. I'm a poet, a father, streamer, entertainer, entrepreneur. I deal with the stock market. You can catch me at any time. I don't have a specific time. I just randomly, stream. I do know somebody in person on here. Judy Case should definitely vibe. So y'all make sure y'all pull up on her. Make sure y'all pull up on Judy Case. I'm going to take the rest of my time to acknowledge that queen. I truly know her. I know her. And she is a whole vibe. Y'all make sure y'all got her fave and go check out her vibe.
All right.
Yo, thank you so much, Strawberry, for having me. I will be back next week to return.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you. And your host, Strawberry Red. Y'all know y'all can find me every day streaming in the morning about 7 a.m. Eastern time zone. Our show is every Thursday at 8 a.m. Eastern to 9 a.m. Eastern. With all the technical difficulties, shout out to y'all. We still got 458 people in the building with the feature banner not showing and all the technical issues this morning. Shout out to y'all for coming through this morning and still making it through, even though the feature banner didn't get us at the top of the thing today. But we still made it through, and the topic was hot. Gender roles part 2 next week. Now, I know y'all want to still talk about this topic, so we're about to have the after show as usual to talk about the questions. And next week, make sure you tap in next week. What events I have coming up? I have a special event that will be coming up very, very soon. That will be coming in August that I will disclose next month. It's an event that has never been done on Tag before. As you know, your Strawberry be having those great ideas, okay? So you definitely gonna want to tap into that new event next month in August, and look forward next month when I announced it, okay? Then I also will be putting together a Halloween auction for my big number 1 October. So if you're looking to get in a Halloween auction, make sure you hit your girl up, because I will be doing some signups and helping put together that auction with him, but he would actually be hosting and I would be the administrator in the background. So tap in, tap in.